Hey family, welcome to the Hub. Welcome to another episode of the Coach Cast Show. Listen, y'all, this is straight commitment. I have been doing this podcast for over 2 whole years. And I'll tell you that doing a podcast is really a commitment because, you are delivering content to the world every single week. We have not missed a week with the Coach Cast Show. And it's not simple, right? So for those of you that follow me on social media, you know that this has been one of the most travelingest summers I have ever had in my life. I want to say we went to 5 different states and cities. We went to 2 different countries, one of them being a whole 27 hours away of travel. Sis is tired. I took a nap today, glory be to God, and I feel like I could just sleep for another 3 days. And so, my invitation, I feel like every episode has been around, what's your rest look like? But, one of the things that my husband stopped in on my nap time to say is, how do we change our pace? How do we change our pace? So that's something that I personally am going to start looking into. How do I start to change my pace so I'm not living in a place of tired? Tired. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. Oh my goodness, tired. So T-Y-A-D. Tired. All my Jamaicans out there. So, I did stay up some this week to watch the Democratic convention. And, there were just some really powerful moments there. And as a Christian, I know that many, believe that the Republican agenda is what aligns with Christianity. And I just want to caution you guys, I'm not big in politics, but we could see what 4 years with Trump in the past was. And I know for those who are doing well financially, it went very well. Those with stocks, it went very well. But overall, what I remember is a bully, right? I just remember thinking to myself, I don't want my daughter having to do current event reports with this man as our president, because literally he was talking bad about somebody every single day. And every single day since then, he has been in the news for some horrible thing, one or the other. And as you start to read this Project 2025 and doing away with the Department of Education, and the amount of money and time and resources that I put into my one child, right? That's why I have one, around education, I just cannot imagine what the world would be like without the Department of Education. And I know as Christians, many times you don't agree with abortion and things of that sort. But it's one thing to agree overall, and this is another thing to dictate what one person does with their body, right? What laws are there that dictate what a man does with his body, right? Can all the rapists then now be mandated to a vasectomy? You know what I mean? I know I'm talking some crazy stuff, but it's just we got to be really careful as Christians about what we say we align with just because of a party versus the person that is in the forefront. And this person has literally done horrendous things to individuals, to people, to the country. I just think about that event at the Capitol And if that was anybody else, you know, it would have been a whole problem. But yet it just slid over. I'm starting to realize that money covers a multitude of sins in the US, and it's just a problem, right? Like, people doing illegal things. Literally, they found the man guilty to rigging the election, but then he made a way so that no president can get in trouble. Like, what kind of foolishness is this, right? The man said, listen, once you elect me, you don't have to worry ever again in life. Like, the man has some plans that sound like a communistic type of society, you know? So I just caution you from voting for that just because of claiming to be evangelical or Christian. And I know you may not like me after listening to this, but you know, listen, and there's some of you that's like, okay, I'm not going to vote for him, but I'm just going to write somebody in. Now, you know, when you just write somebody in, that vote is like throwing it into the wind. It just is. It just is, right? So Kamala Harris, President, Vice President Kamala Harris, right? And then there's Walz, right? These folks have proven themselves, right? She is not accused of doing anything hurting anyone, right? She's put bad people behind bars. And then for those who come from behind bars, she's helped create programs to help them get jobs, because we already know, for those of you that do work in the community, understand that it is really hard to stay on the straight and narrow once you've already gone to jail and prison, because it's so hard for you to get a job. So she's actually worked on programs that have helped in various states now for people who get out of prison to get work, because you know, if people don't have work, they end up in trouble, right? She has literally served in the branches of the government. Like, she has the experience needed. Now, I don't know her personally, right? But when we look at the two options between the criminal and the prosecutor, I would definitely say, let's go for the prosecutor. Right? At the end of the day, we don't sleep in the rooms of any of these people. We're not in the inside conversation. So, you know, it is a prayer that it will all work out. But when we talk about a man that has been a coach for students, who has become a governor, who loves his family, who has poured into children all across the state, you know, it's just like, I see it as a clear choice in terms of our choices. And no, I'm not going to write in a random vote, because a random vote is a wasted vote. So please vote. And for me and myself, I won't even talk about my household. For me and myself, I'm voting for the Harris-Walz campaign. Specifically, right? Because this is a woman that has done work in society that is proven, right? She's also Jamaican, right? She's a member of the D9. She leads with grace and honor and respect, which I could say that the other campaign, not so much, right? And then Walz, our good brother, right, has a beautiful family that, for me, I might have been scared to have them up front row if I had a child with disabilities, but them folks was in the front row. Like, they could have been doing anything, right? And he had them there in the front row. Like, I love my family with all that I have, and he showed that. So as you decide on your vote, I am inviting you to make sure that you're registered to vote. Check your ballot, check your registration, because people doing crazy stuff out here. Check your registration. Make sure you're registered to vote, and choose wisely. Right? One is seeking to incite a civil war. The other one is seeking to incite freedom and peace. I understand you may not agree with who should use what bathroom, and who should wear what clothes, and who should marry who, and who should, you know, I get that. But that is a whole lot of dictating on what's going on in somebody else's house. And as Christians, that's not what we're called to do. We're called to love others and live by the standard, right? So people should be inspired by our actions, not feeling condemned by theirs. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I get it. It's tough. But just pray about that. Like, let's not go back in time where we're doing away with our education system. Let's not go back in time to turn our heads when folks are just giving and doing things to hurt others. When we fight, we win. And when we vote, we win. So hopefully you make the right choice. And I'll see you in November. Dun, dun, dun. I love you guys. All right, y'all. Until next time, keep loving, keep laughing, keep living. Do you agree with me? Send me a message on Instagram. Come on, inspire many. I'll see you soon. Bye.